Hey guys, Swarzide back for some more Pokemon Red. Alright, so last time we delivered Oak's parcel to Oak himself, and now we're gonna buy some Pokeballs because now that he's done saying, oh, good luck getting the package back to Oak, we can actually buy some. And because of that, we're going to get a bunch of Pokeballs and blow all our money on them. And we're gonna go find some Pokemon. Now, first things first, we need to catch Rattata and Pidgey, which we encountered on the first route. And our first find is a Pidgey. And we also got our Charmander, who I nicknamed Vakama in the last part. And we're going to continue my trend of getting the most challenging Pokemon to go through the game with. At least in the beginning stages of the game, and that was well, Pidgey and Rattata are really easy Pokemon to catch, and lobbing Pokeballs even at top health will usually get them. Well, not usually. But Pidgey is a common sight in forests and woods. It flaps its wings at ground level to kick up blinding sand. That's a reference to its sand attack. Now, Pidgey evolves into Pidgeotto at level 18 and Pidgeot at level 36. It stays a normal and flying type throughout its entire evolution. It is a good Pokemon to go through the game with. It's fairly standard Pokemon. Nothing too special about it, but it is one of the Pokemon I'm going to need to evolve in order to complete the Pokedex, so I'm going to need it eventually. And I'm still beating Pokemon because I need the Ember attack. Because without it, we're not going to be anywhere close to defeating Brock, the first gym leader, because he's going to be a pain. And we found a Rattata. Rattata is a normal type, evolves at level 20 into Raticate. Is a pretty powerful Pokemon. It is quite common, as you'll see. Rattata is a very basic normal type. There's not much to it. It does get some pretty cool attacks called Hyper Fang and Super Fang. Hyper Fang is just a really good normal attack, and Super Fang will halve your opponent's health. So it's very good for that. Rattata bites anything when it attacks. Small and very quick, it is a common sight in many places. And we are not... I'm going to reiterate this. I'm only going to be naming my team. I am not naming any of the standard Pokemon we're going to catch. Now, with those two out of the way, there is one item in Viridian City that I have not yet gotten. And it's a hidden item that if you go up here, back around here, there's a random tree, and if you press A by it, you will get a hidden item potion, and it will give you a fanfare that's usually reserved for, I think it's usually for getting Pokemon, like receiving them in the overworld. Now, we are on Route 22. We skipped a lot of routes skipped there. But anyway, on this route, there is a 50% chance of finding Rattata, 35% chance of finding a Nidoran male, like we just found, 10% chance of finding a Spearow, and a 5% chance of finding a Nidoran female. Now, the chances for the two Nidorans are flipped if you are playing in blue. I will cover changes in wild Pokemon between red and blue, but I'm not going over yellow. If you really want to check... Well, if you want a nice guide for yellow, check out Quasi the Second, because he has a good one. Nidoran is a very good Pokemon to go through the game with. Stiffens its ears to sense danger. The larger its horns, the more powerful its secreted venom. Nidoran evolves into Nidorino at level 16, and then with the help of a Moonstone will evolve into Nidoking, which you can use at any time after it evolves into Nidorino. And Nidorino is poison type, and Nidoking is poison and ground type, which is a great typing. And here's a Rattata, great. And Nidoking also can learn a whole bunch of moves, and has a great variety in its move pool. Now, pretty soon we're going to get, well, after we catch the two, there are two Pokemon here, both of which are going to be hard to find because they are 10% and 5% respectively, which is not going to be fun to find. So I'm probably going to cut until I manage to find one of them, because it might take a while. And so I will see you guys then. And we got level 9, and I think at level 9 we'll get Ember. Thinking level 10, but Ember is a fire attack, and because of that, Charmander is quite powerful when using it. And at level 4 Rattata, that's gonna be some pretty good experience. However, a good strategy, especially if you want to keep training your Pokemon, but you don't want to become so powerful you will kill them in one shot, which is not a good idea, is you can use the Pokemon you've caught if you're trying to do something similar to me. Like I could use Pidgey, Rattata, and Nidoran to attack these wild Pokemon and weaken them. So anyway, I will see you when I find a Pokemon we haven't seen yet. Level 10, very nice. Okay, here's a Spearow. Spearow is normal and flying, just like Pidgey. However, it is much more offensive. And obviously, we got Charmander or Vakama up to level 10, fighting these wild Pokemon. Spearow evolves into Fearow at level 20. And also watch out, because Spearow will have the Peck attack, which if you have a Bulbasaur, would probably totally own you. Especially if you're low leveled. And we're going to want to be careful, because if he kills off all our extra Pokemon, it might manage to defeat us if I don't use a potion. Because I was considering healing Charmander and decided against it, figuring I wouldn't find the Spearow yet. Oh. Alright, well, if I can get it into the yellow health with Rattata, that's going to be very nice. A little more. Oh, never mind. Rattata's dead. We'll see what Pidgey can do, and then we'll start throwing Pokeballs. Oh, for a second there, I thought Pidgey hung on with 1. But, anyway. To be safe, I'm going to use a potion on Vakama. Get him back up to 30 health. Okay, and we take 5 damage. Alright, let's try for this. Nice! And we got Spearow. And it eats bugs in grassy areas. It has to flap its short wings at high speed to stay airborne. And like I said, if you are very offensively oriented, Fearow's probably your Pokemon instead of Pidgey. However, Pidgey is much better health-wise and stuff. I'm going to go heal because I need those extra Pokemon. And then I'm going to go look for Nidoran female, which should be fun to find. Alright, well, I'll see you guys when I find it. There we go. Oh, Nidoran female, you took forever to find. Alright, so as you can see, I got the Vakama to level 11. And we're going to go with Nidoran. With our Nidoran to weaken it. Nidoran female is kind of a parallel to Nidoran male. It evolves at level 16 into Nidorina. And then with the Moonstone, it evolves into Nidoqueen. It is more defensive than Nidoking, but has a very similar move pool. And seriously, Nidoran, you missed. I could be talking to either of them. And you know what? Pokeball. Oh, that's our first failed capture. That's not cool. Fine, we'll tackle you again. Growled. Grr. Oh, grr. And... Oh, I forgot that happens. The low health beeping overrides everything. Oh, even through the Pokedex. Oh my gosh. Although small, its venomous barbs render this Pokemon dangerous. The female has smaller horns. But no less dangerous. Okay, so now really? Okay. It's really, so if you go up here, you can actually have an encounter with your rival who appears out of nowhere, and he tells you that going out this way will get you to the area housing the Pokemon League, except you literally can't get there without those badges. And you engage in a battle with him, and this is not a good idea if you're just training one Pokemon. However, I need the experience. And he is going to have a Pidgey level 9, and then his starter is going to be level 8. So apparently he likes neglecting his starter Pokemon. And you will actually see that for quite a while. Oh, great. Okay, you know, I'm going to take advantage of my little Pokemon to restore Vakama's accuracy, because that's going to be annoying. Really? You criticaled me when I had 1 health left. Okay. And this is going to be difficult because I'm pretty sure his Squirtle will have Bubble, which is going to be super effective on us, and we haven't actually seen any super effective hits yet. But then again, he may not. I restored my accuracy. Why am I missing? I thought Scratch at 100%. Okay, well, he's using Tackle. Actually, I'll use a potion just because I have exactly 20 health to gain. And because I'm slightly paranoid because he has type advantage. I'm going to try Ember even though it's not very good against Squirtle. And that was a critical hit, so not a good idea. I should probably use Growl to negate some of those Tail Whips, but it's still not doing all that much damage. And we got a critical hit, so it really didn't matter. Hooray! And defeating both of those did not get me to level 12. Okay. And he has to figure out how to get past. Didn't you just say you need to get the badges to get past them? I could have sworn he just said that. And now we gotta go back through this grass, and I guarantee I'm gonna get encountered again. Wow! Wow, I foresee the future. Alright, so after that battle, which is usually a lot more difficult than I make it out to be. Actually, now that I think about it, I think Squirtle gets, Squirtle might get Bubble at level 9. Or, I could have sworn it was level 8, but then again, they might have not given it to it simply because that would make it a more difficult fight, because Charmander and Bulbasaur will not have their moves yet. Charmander won't have learned Ember, and Bulbasaur won't have Vine Whip yet. So anyway, when we go up here, the old man has had his coffee, and now he feels good. And we are in a hurry, otherwise he will show us how to catch Pokemon, which I have already done 5 times, so I don't think I need to have him show you. Now here we are on Route 2. And Route 2 has 1 new Pokemon. Its percentages are Rattata 45%, Pidgey 40%, and then Weedle 15%. And instead of Weedle, you will see Caterpie in blue. However, the next area is going to be infested with Weedle, so I don't really want to stop here and look for it. And with that short intermission, we are now in Viridian Forest, which is the first. It's kind of a dungeon, kind of not. It's more of just an area. But anyway, this area houses a whole bunch of bug types, as in 4. And then it also has Pikachu. So if you are playing Red, you will have 50% chance of finding Weedle, 35% chance of finding Kakuna, 5% chance of finding Caterpie, 5% chance of finding Metapod, and 5% chance of finding Pikachu. Ha, mouthful. And if you are, that's going to kill it. Let's not be absent-minded here. If you are playing Blue, you will find Caterpie at 50%, Kakuna, or Metapod at 35%, and then Weedle and Kakuna at 5%, not level. So anyway, we're going to be looking for Pokemon in here a while. Weedle can be dangerous because they have Poison Sting, which can poison your Pokemon, which will do damage both in battle and on the overworld. So you need to be careful about that. Now, anyway, as you may have noticed, I picked up a Pokeball that's over kind of in that corner of the map. And we got Weedle. And it's the hairy bug. Often found in forests eating leaves. It has a sharp venomous stinger on its head. And no nickname to Weedle. And as you can see, now that since we have 6 Pokemon in our party right now, any other ones we capture will be sent to our PC, which I pointed out last part. And actually, as soon as we catch this Kakuna, we are going to call this apart because I went longer than I expected to. And Kakuna can be annoying because they will use Harden, and apparently Kakuna's faster than my Pidgey. Now Kakuna go down really easy to Embers from Charmander because they have horrible special stats. And since it's a yellow health, I'm going to attempt to capture it right now, and hopefully it works. Nice! Kakuna are great thanks to grind experience on though. And it's Cocoon Pokemon. Almost incapable of moving, this Pokemon can only harden its shell to protect itself from predators. So I will see you guys next time where we will complete the Viridian Forest. See you guys then.